Hello, and welcome to another lawn mowing live stream. It is Wednesday, July the 23rd, I believe. Yep. And it's about 10:13 in the morning here on the Pacific Coast, Pacific Northwest, and it's already getting pretty warm. So let me flip the camera around. We're going to do this one that I've done before on the live stream. A little corner lot, and we'll get it done. Check for any cars coming before I open the door. This is a neighborhood where parking is always a bit of an issue. So I had to park down the road today. And then there's a no parking sign here. So I couldn't even park close to the corner. One of the differences this week that I'm doing, because I put Schaefer beetle control on a lot of these lawns, is I am mulching them this week. So I've been trying that with the Milwaukee. Seems to be working well. Just make sure the truck is locked. And the other thing today that I'm dealing with is gout in my left foot. Always happens to me in the summer because of the heat and sweating. Get dehydrated. So then the gout starts to build up. Makes it very painful to walk. So might be a little bit more shaky today, the camera, as I limp along. It's interesting how every time I get gout, because your foot becomes so sensitive to every step. This past weekend I spent a lot of it, usually lasts like 3-4 days or so, a week. When it's at its peak, I can't even walk. So luckily, it was at its peak during the weekend. So I spent a lot of time on crutches this past weekend, taking painkillers and stuff, and then it starts to work its way out of the system. Having to, once I start getting the feeling of an attack, then I have to start taking some painkillers and start drinking tons of water to kind of flush it out. Oh, see right there, I just had a misstep. So one of the things I notice is that because your foot is so sensitive, walking on lumpy lawns, which most of mine are because of being in the Pacific Northwest, with all the rain, there's a lot of compaction, so lawns get very lumpy. You feel everything on your foot, where normally it doesn't even register, right? Like my right foot right now is fine, so it doesn't feel anything, but the left one right now is so sensitive, so you like might step on something and maybe there's a rock or something underneath the lawn that normally would just register as a bump or something. But with the gout, it can be really painful. So you get those little missteps where it's like, oh. Yesterday I was on a lawn and it was just so bad how lumpy it was. That I was like struggling through it because every step is really painful. Or sorry, not yesterday. Monday. Yesterday I went to the doctor. Took the day off. Went to the doctor. So normally I take a daily prescription to control the gout, and I've been doing that for a few years. I resisted. I've had gout for like 10 years or so, and always resisted taking prescriptions for it, just because I didn't want to be tied to a prescription and stuff. But the gout attacks started getting worse, and I started reading up on the prescription. And it's if you're getting really bad gout attacks, what it really means is that your kidneys are having a hard time dealing with it. Because normally your kidneys would get rid of the purines or crystal buildup that happens. So because it gets to a point where it starts to build up really bad, your kidneys can't keep up with that. So you start having more and more attacks, and they start to hurt more and last longer and all that. So I thought, well, it's probably not good for my kidneys if they're like 24 hours a day trying to deal with this and feel overwhelmed. So I better start taking the meds. So I did. And I've taken them for about 3 or 4 years. It made a huge difference. Where now I get the gout attacks, but it's only usually in the summer. And it's these hot summer days, dehydrated, sweating. But normally you'd be peeing out that stuff, but if you're sweating all your fluids out, then that's where the issue becomes. So I was on the lowest dose of the gout meds. So the doctor upped it yesterday. So we're gonna try that and see if that helps for the rest of the summer. But luckily, like I said, I'm at the tail end of the attack. It's funny, every time it happens, and it kind of hits its peak, I'm always like, man, waking up in the morning, literally can't even put weight on my foot. It feels like your foot's broken. And get my wife like this weekend to go to the closet, grab the crutches for me, please. And it's like, how the heck am I gonna? Sometimes it happens in a week where you're mowing and whatever, right? It's like, how the heck am I gonna move it? I'll have as many months later today. So unfortunately, there's been times where I have to take a lot more painkillers than I really should do. Although not like crazy, but would be like a high prescription level. Like for example, naproxen. You can get like naproxen normally. You're supposed to take like one of those over-the-counter naproxens. I think they're 250 milligrams. And that's like 1 every 12 hours is what you're supposed to take on the box, right? But I would take like 4 of them at a time. And only because I knew that once, one of the times going to the doctor when I had a really bad gout attack, he prescribed me a prescription strength naproxen, which was 1,000 milligram tablets that you take 1 a day of. So I knew, well, taking 4 of those is 1,000, so don't want to do that all the time, but if you're in crazy pain, so I would do that, and I asked the doctor about it. He's like, yeah, you can do it once in a while, but you don't want to do that all the time because it causes a lot of other gastrointestinal issues. as well. It can cause ulcers and stuff. So normally I take about 2, and if it's bad, I'll take 4 or 3. The times I have taken 4 too as well, it cause other issues, like I'll start getting dizzy spells and stuff because it is messing with the thing. But those are some of those days when it was really bad. This is like before taking the daily meds, and you would have a gout attack. So I haven't had to do that since taking the daily and keep it under control. The pain it hurts, but it's manageable. The difference I think being, if you've ever had gout, that when it's like at its peak, like the worst you've ever had, you can't even wiggle your toes or move. Or if you're lying in bed, even having like the lightest sheet on your bed, touching your toe or your foot can cause extreme pain. Where now we're taking the daily meds, it doesn't get to that point. It'll hurt if I put weight on it and try to walk when it's really bad. But I can lie in bed and it's not going to go crazy if the sheet touches it or something like that, One of those things. I think we're going to be good to try to mulch this one. We'll try it out and see how the mulching works. See how dry some of these lawns are already that aren't being watered. But hey, that's life, right? When you're working for yourself, solo operator, you gotta manage things like that. If you're sick, if you have pain, you gotta do what you can, get the work done. Nobody's gonna come and do it for you. And the lawns aren't gonna stop growing, depending on the time of year, right? So, just throw these things back in here. And we'll try mulching first. This one. I didn't even change the blade or anything on the mower. In terms of putting that performance mulch blade, still got the regular blade on it. And so far it's been doing good, but it is summertime, so it's not like it's like crazy growth or anything. Grab the tripod if there's an opportunity to use that. Get a different angle. I'm going to take my glasses off too so I can see the screen better. And then I'm done the trimming part. Any comments? No, nothing. No, nothing in the chat. Everybody's shy today. Alright. Lock the truck. And let's see what we can do. Got it set at 2 inches, so we'll see how it does for mulching. I'm just on the low power right now as well. So it's been working pretty good. There's a couple ones where I had to put it on the high power all the time. Although this has like this is, I call it low power, but it's really automatic. It will adjust the power itself as it needs to. But if you want to force it into high power mode, you can do that. And there's a couple of ones I did on Monday. One that the client's been watering it every day. He's redid the lawn. There's a raccoon damage from Schaefer beetle. So that one was pretty growing really healthy. So I have to put it on the high mode for that one for mulching. See how well it does. Of course, mulching is not something I normally do, so it's going to look fine right now for the most part, as long as there's no clumps on the lawn. But the real test will be next week to see if any clients mention anything about it. Because of course, what I'm doing here is clippings that are being left behind are all green, and they're going to try it. And they're going to turn beige or brown looking and be a lot more noticeable after, if they haven't broken down completely yet. So that's why I say next week will be a true test. Let's see what else. This is also my off week in the summer. So what that means is about half of my clients I'm visiting this week, the ones I water. The other half I'm not cutting this week, because they've all, as you can see from some of these houses surrounding, that if they're not watering, those lawns are toast. Set the camera up. Boulevard section. Yeah, the mulching working a little bit harder here. It's a little bit thicker. You can see the back wheels getting a little bit more. It's also a little bit wetter over here. You can see the shade still. So it looks like it was watered this morning. But not enough for it to turn off to the high mode on its own. I'm mowing at 2 inches currently, I think. 2 or 2.5. Just put the tripod, get that boulevard. Still mowing at 2 inches. Right here, I break up this section into 3 different sections normally, using the trees as kind of the dividers. The tires are pretty wet over here. This is water being retained by the soil. This has been watered earlier this morning. I'm going to turn it on high right now. Seems to be doing all right. Let's see the difference. You guys can hear the RPM change there. Be better for hearing this thicker stuff. So we get a little bit of a better mulch. It seems okay. Look wise, but just see it's getting thicker and wetter over here. Really thicker and wetter. And comment from Burger Beast saying hello. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for checking it out. Here. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching from. Hear the audio good. I didn't bring left in the truck with my gloves. Let's see. It's a little bit thicker here. You can hear the mower. It's probably getting more clogged underneath. It's wet, which is always the issue here, which is why I'm normally never mulching, always bagging lawns. It's partly because of that. It's because it's always wet. Here in the Pacific Northwest, where it's always raining. So, it's these times of year that you can take the opportunity to try mulching in the summer. Things are dry, but you encounter some lawns like this that you're not expecting to be watered at the moment. Because we're under water restrictions. And I did shoot this lawn for Shaker Beetle last week. So we do potentially have a watering permit. So we'll get a free watering permit from the city if you're treating for Shaker. So that might be why it's been watered outside of the regular day. Which is fine, we just don't know which clients are doing that, which are not. Generally, most people are okay with not watering and their lawns going dormant. It's one less chore, one less thing to worry about. There's not too many clients that are people, even over the course of my 20 years mowing lawns, that are obsessed with their lawns. I'd say. We've got a really thick area here, so this will be a good challenge. This is also a spot there where I think one of the neighbors' dogs, you can see from P spots here, is taking a trip here to the mailbox and letting their dog go to the bathroom constantly, which is nice because obviously it's burning the lawn. So we have to do a couple of passes here. where mulching is going to become an issue for me, is when you hit spots like this. The truck is far away. The deck is probably caked with grass right now. And I still got to get the mower all the way back to the truck. And it's going to be more track, all that grass. Some nasty ruts over here too, from vehicles cutting the corner. There's an alley here. They always drive over the lawn as they come out of this driveway alley. Big ruts. So yeah, this is a little bit of an issue. Just because we're parked all the way down the road over there. And I forgot my gloves. So let's see what this looks like underneath. Oh yeah, that's just lovely. Lovely, and I don't have my glove. So what I can do is probably just have a green hand. Green thumb, I guess. How appropriate for a gardener. See, I not only have a green hand, or a green thumb, I've got a green hand. So I'm just being gentle with it because I don't want to get my fingers all completely nasty. Usually I have my gloves in my pocket, but forgot to bring them out. One of those things when you're trying to do a live stream at the same time. Too many things to think about. So I'm not sure. So I could do that. Or I could bring the bin over. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm just going to leave that there for right now. Open the bin. Take the bin over there. See, normally what I would do in the wet rain and stuff is just take the bag off, clear that all up, put it in the bag, and then go home with the bag, but I don't have the bag. Try to take some of these bigger pieces off. Over that area. See what's dropped clippings. Not too bad. Not too bad. And I will just transport it along the lawn. So if anything else is falling off, it's going to fall on the lawn, not the sidewalk. Some dry areas on the lawn too. Looks like some issues with the sprinkler. Just transport it here along the lawn. Or what's left of the lawn. This one's pretty horrible. Obviously, tons of compaction. Feels like walking on concrete. Ba-da. Ow. Just tried to tailgate with my gout foot. That was not a good idea. It was a little bit painful. Oh, the cedars at the front, those 4 big pillar cedars at the front of the house still look good. I trim those every year. They're still holding. Starting to get a little bit scruffy, but usually trim at the end of the season. Along with these other plants. I told you guys lately how much I love this. It's too battery one. So nice. A variable speed trigger on it. My favorite. It really lets you get down really low. And look at that. It's just like a gas. It's better than a gas balloon because a gas balloon has a minimum RPM and it's idling. Or this one, you can hear that. I can get it really, like barely running. Really helps you control the clippings. I'm just trying to blow them, clean things off, but not maybe blow them into like a flower bed or something like that. Maybe control what you're redirecting clippings to. Works well. Every Milwaukee's ergonomics are always awesome. That's how I get back into that tools, but there you go, that one's done. Nice little corner boulevard. There's no lawn in the back of that one. Just lots of little plants and things, boxwoods, hedges around patios and things that I trim normally. At the end of the season, I'll go into the backyard and do all that once a year. an old dually truck, old GMC from the 80s, or Chevy. Flip the camera around. And there you go. That is today's live stream for mowing. Not sure if I'll be able to do any other houses today. I got one more push mow to do. It's, again, like I mentioned, it's my off week. So only doing about half the clients this week. Going into that summer schedule, the bi-weekly schedule. Half the clients get mowed every week. They're still watering. The other half get mowed bi-weekly. So I've got one more push mow one to do, and then I've got two larger ones to do with the Navigator. One of them I'll do for sure. The other one I will check on to see if it needs mowing. But yeah, so we'll see. Possibly I can do a live stream later, but we'll see how it goes. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Special thanks to Bird Beast for saying hello in the chat. Appreciate that. And thanks to everybody else for popping in and checking out the live stream. Thanks so much, and we'll see you guys in